Welcome to Living Chassidus. Together, let's live the Chassidus we learn.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes to change our lives. Start off by giving tzedakah, and we're going to be davening for Refuah sheleima for Tinok ben Rina Shulamis Ahuva. It's Hashem. Everything should go well. Should be very healthy. And Admev Esrim. Also, we're going to daven for all the hostages. And specifically, we want to focus on Yesh ben Aliyah and all the soldiers and all the people in Israel, especially the craziness going on. And the Israelis should do what they need to do to make the people safe. It should be a safe country, Begashris. And also for all of us, and through our Aveda of learning Chassidus and applying Chassidus, will make the difference. Okay, we're going to finish off the second ice in Maamer Tes, Maamer Chav Hey. We're coming at the end. Okay, I know. Kasher Adam who royal pi Maisa but Torah mitzvahs, when a person is according to the Torah mitzvahs. But we're talking about how we have to do that throughout the time, make ourselves a keli, and all our avodah and Mishanim Kippur. That's what makes us the proper keli for that, for getting the parnasa. And it's not the daily grind. That's just the clear. I know Kasher Adam who royal pi Maisa but Torah mitzvahs v'chesed Aliyah. Person is fitting according to his actions with Torah mitzvahs and chesed Aliyah. L'chesed Aliyah to the chesed, the kindness from above. Then he draws down the chesed from Atika Kadisha, which is a very high level, above by Keser, above Chachma. Aliyah Shiur Atzilus, through arousing the Shiur of Atzilus. Kanal. Maamer, like we said in the Maamer Chav Daled, Perek Aleph. But Malchus Atzilus, v'yered nimshach mislabesh v'kelim des spheres to bridge in the and it goes from Malchus of Atzilus, which is the lowest level of Atzilus, which is the water makes it be able to come down to the lower levels, and it keeps on going down and becoming more physical. Umizgashim b'levushe hamazolis. V'arei hu nimshach lamata al yidei levush ha'esek, and it gets drawn down and it gets included below through our work. And then even a little bit of work you're doing is enough. And again, what we're showing, what the Rebbe Rashab is showing us, that if we understand that what we're getting is coming from our Veda, our Torah mitzvahs, our connection with Hashem, that's the Iker. And the secondary thing is the work. So therefore, our whole approach to work is very different. And the approach to work is much simpler, meaning, let me just do what's right. Let me not stress about it. When I finish and I'm coming home to my kids, I don't have to stress about it. I'm good because I'm safe with the knowledge that doing the right thing and learning and davening and making sure to have times to do those things, that's what's going to help me be successful. If God forbid we're not fitting to get that chesed, that the chesed from Atzilus is not being drawn down. That shouldn't happen. Any of it come. What happens if that happens? But even if it does, you get it. But it comes to Malchus of Atzilus. But even if it's in Malchus of Atzilus, but if it doesn't come down to the lower worlds, in a way that can actually come out in a physical way, I explained before, Perek Aleph, it's not going to help all the work you do. There's no mshacha. Meaning, he's saying a theoretical idea that if there's not a lot of chesed being come down to you, it's going to be irrelevant how much work you do. we think to ourselves, I'll work more and I'll make more money. And he's saying that if it's just chesed, if the chesed is not there, it doesn't matter how much work you're going to do. It's not going to get anything. And this is, it's unfortunate, but this is something you have to realize. Like, and again, a lot of these things, you can't necessarily put your finger on it. Someone, it might, like also, the definition of having a lot of parnasa doesn't necessarily mean you have a lot of money. It means how the money that you have is used, how much you have to spend on other things. A person could be making, $500,000 a year, but they're spending $200,000 on whatever, on therapy. So it's like, whereas someone else can be making only $200,000 a year, but they're not spending any money on therapy. So we don't know how these calculations work. That's the reality. But the point of what he's saying is he's trying to prove the point that we have to recognize that what's going to make us successful, of course, we have to do work, but the ikar, what's going to make us successful, is the davening and the learning and the doing the Torah mitzvahs, trying to connect to Hashem. That's the main thing. Secondary to that, we have to work. And of course, we have to work and work hard and do it right. You can't sit there and just do nothing and expect parnasa to come. But that's what we said. Hashem will bless everything that you do. So we have to do stuff. And we have to do stuff naturally. You can't sit there and say, I'm going to sweep the floor outside my apartment building and expect to make, $500,000 a year. And it's like, but I'm davening and learning very well. Yeah, of course, but you have to go according to nature. You have to work in it, but you have to recognize, and this is sort of the challenge, you have to do all the natural things, but together they have to recognize that that's just the clear. And like we said before, the way to know you're on the right track is how does it affect your other things in life? If it's time, if my work is taking me so much that I don't have time to daven or learn properly, so that's not so good. If it's causing that when I'm davening and learning, I can't think about it, I'm thinking about work, or I'm at home, I'm stressed, it's no good. We have to, and that's what we're trying to show. We have to recognize that Hashem is in charge, and we got to do whatever we can do, and not stress, and make sure our Torah mitzvahs are good. The better we work on that, the better it is. Yeah, we did that. So therefore, the main thing is be given over to godliness. And when it's drawn down this level of chesed elyon, the bracha of Hashem will make you rich. Even with a little bit of work. And that's why some people, they don't have to work so much and they make a lot of money. It's not the work, it's the bracha. And that's what we should focus on. Figuring out, making sure that we're making the right kelim for the bracha, doing the right things so we have the opportunity for the bracha. Kitzer. The garments of nature, Hagam shehem al pi seder sheleima, even though they go according to the order of above. Nevertheless, that's what it's meant to be, but still they conceal. And in truth, but really they're only just garments. There's no need to marach behem, to go at length with them. The main thing is godliness. Hashefeya, v'tzarich, really it's all the godliness that gives. V'tzarich liyois, zay v'tfilu v'tzibur, uvim sinus, v'likbaya itim atera. So therefore we have to be very careful, making sure for men, davening with the minyan, and having time to learn Torah. We have to make sure we have set times for our Judaism. Yiddishkeit is an important part of our lives. That's what we need to do. Every day we should have a time to learn. And hopefully it's more than 15 minutes. 15 minutes is very good, but it should be a little more than that. And we have to make sure to have some time to daven, some time to connect with our godly soul, to connect to Hashem. But when it's not fitting, when you don't do this thing, you're not fitting vessel to receive. Lo yoyel, gam ribo heis askus. You're not going to gain a lot even with a lot of work. But when you are fitting, but when you are fitting, even a little bit of work you'll do, you'll be very wealthy. Yeah. Parak Gimel. V'hinei, and behold, kama v'kama mibalei asakim. There are people, business people, mibalei avodah, people that do avodah, malacha, and work. Shehem yelikim v'chaviv alein tefillah. They fear Hashem. And davening is very important to them. And so too. The setting aside times for Torah. Shiurim, different types of classes. Nigla, with learning halacha and the Gemara. Ubadach, and with chassidus, alib, yichav, aleim oid, and the heart bothers them very much. When because of their work, they're not able to daven with the minyan. And they're not able to set aside time to learn Torah publicly in group settings, which is a very nice thing. And it bothers them very much. Mehem, and from them, they put a lot of effort to try to daven with b'tzibur, with the minyan, and therefore they cut their davening, meaning they rush their davening. And then and they're running to go to their jobs. They daven, they make a quick davening, and then they rush through it. And therefore also to have some time to learn Torah. They don't even have a thought of such a thing. It's the opposite. They're so like running to get to work and do all these things. They don't have time for davening properly and time for learning properly. Because besides the fact they're very busy, they don't have any time to learn. Besides this, they're totally consumed by their work. And the physical things. Not be able to receive any words of Torah. They're totally consumed. They're not able to think out of it. And also the davening is filled, can't think when the davening is filled with different thoughts. It's like when someone davens for an esrei and they come back and they have all these ideas. Because when they're davening for an esrei, they're not thinking. And this is a big issue, I can speak for myself. I also have this issue. It's not easy. Or I make it not easy, maybe. Sometimes built yidden ma heim mispalim. They don't know what they're saying, where up to. It's like suddenly, did I even say that? Like, whoa, you suddenly look 5 pages later, you turn, you're like, I don't remember saying everything before this. Did I say that? And it's whoa, where have I been? Rak masig misigra. The lishna hines sifsesehem na'is. The libam al bal imam. But because we've stayed down so much, you just say it, you can say balpeh. They just they don't know what they're saying, think about it. They're high, they're somewhere else, they're thinking about all these things. Nevertheless, they do have Kabbalah to daven. Could be even worse. They don't even daven. I won't waste my time mumbling some words. I'm not even going to daven. The tzibur al-kopanim, and even with the minyan. Yesh shehem trudim kol kach ad asher rak v'shem v'chamishi b'ayim leispal b'tzibur. Some people so bad that only on Mondays and Thursdays they can't daven with the minyan. When there's laning. Yeah. We'll stop here and it goes on to the next part. But basically what we're showing is, we'll bring it down again, more practical. That there's some people, they really want to daven and learn, and they try to make sure with daven the minyan and do all these things, even though they have work. And it's really hard for them. But then some people, they're totally consumed by the work. They don't even have time for this. They don't even imagine they'll have any time for such things. And I guess we have to ask ourselves, are we giving ourselves enough time to daven properly and to learn properly and to connect with our Yiddishkeit and to connect with Hashem? And we have to realize that connecting with Hashem is not going to take away, it's going to add. If we want to have more parnasa, let's say you have a job, you're working, and you work well, you do it all. You want to get a raise, the first thing you should do is work on your davening and learning. There's so many shulchim talk about how when they were struggling, they worked on davening and learning properly and adding in those things. Doing Rambam, shulchim talk about it a lot. I know a shliach, he said he was in crazy amounts of debt. They started working on it and started getting help. And one of the things he worked on is his Rambam. He caught up 180 prakim. That is a lot. And he caught up. And I thought it was amazing. What he was saying, what he was showing, is that it's very much connected. Baruch Hashem now is in a much better situation, and everything is way better. It just flipped everything. He was in millions of dollars of debt. Like, millions of dollars of debt. It's crazy. And now Baruch Hashem, he's got rid of all of it, and everything's much better. But one of the things he did was focus on davening and learning. And we have to realize davening and learning, the time that we daven and learn is an investment in our parnasa. Anyway, everyone should have a good day. And yeah, we'll be in touch.